Hey everyone, welcome back to Beauty Defined. Thank you so much for your support. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. My previous video was about different products that you can use to achieve clear skin, and I put out a disclaimer in that video that I was not a medical professional, which still holds true today. And the second disclaimer that I put out was that I was on Accutane for a few months, or for about 5 months, because I didn't want you guys to believe that, oh, once I start using these products, my skin will automatically clear up. No, I did not want to mislead you. I was on Accutane for some time, which also contributed to my clear skin journey. So in this video, I actually made sure I took notes to follow so I won't go off a tangent. Make sure you check out my last video. That's for one. And you know what? The last video I shared different products that could help you with clear skin, and I did not mention SPF. I think I did, but I didn't show you which SPF I use. This is Neutrogena SPF 30, something that my dermatologist recommended when I got on Accutane. Another thing that I would recommend, you should not use this while you're on Accutane. It is so strong. And this is the Indian Healing Clay, claims to be the world's most powerful facial deep pore cleansing, 100% natural calcium clay. Now, this is about $9 on Amazon. You can get it from most health food stores. This really helps a whole lot. Like, do not use it on Accutane because while you're on Accutane, as I'll explain later in the video, your skin is pretty thin. So this really helped. I had one of my friends was breaking out. I gave her some of this, and I actually took it to school. I put it in a Ziploc bag and I handed it over to her. And I was like, "Girl, I don't want people to know the secret." I'm just kidding, but this is really good. So before you get on Accutane, make sure you do a lot of research. Okay, watch as many YouTube videos as you can. Get on Google, right? See before and after pictures. Do your research. Do your research because it's not for everyone. Okay, and a lot of people walk in with this fear, and which is understandable because if you're under any type of drug, you should have some sort of fear, right, about the consequences and the side effects of that drug. So make sure you do your research. Speak to a medical professional. What's Accutane? From my understanding, it's a very strong dosage of vitamin A, and it causes your skin to heal and renew itself a lot faster than what your skin would, right? When you go to bed, your skin renews itself, but this drug actually speeds up the process. So what you'll feel is that your skin will feel a little thinner, like maybe in the first month. For me, it was the second month. When you go outside, like the sun, especially if you're on Accutane during the summer, the sun is just beaming on your face, and you just feel like your skin is like fragile. Like my eyes just felt fragile. Everything just felt very thin. Hence why you should use SPF. So that's what Accutane really is. It thins out your skin, right? And it dries out your skin as well. I didn't have too many issues with my skin being dry because, y'all, I just like to stay moisturized, all right? I try to be silky smooth at all times. But my last video, I did share with you guys shea butter is very good for dry skin. Cocoa butter. There's what is it? CeraVe, what I shared in my last video. You just want to make sure your skin is always moisturized, especially your lips. Um, Put whatever like Vaseline on your lips. There's Vaseline. I use Fenty Beauty sometimes, lip gloss. It's just that thick. But you want to make sure that your skin is always moisturized because some people, their lips will start to crack. Their skin is very dry. So everyone has a different experience. My experience wasn't the worst. I felt like I said, I felt like my face was a little thin. Like my face was thin. I felt like, oh, like I would go outside, right, and it would be really windy, and my eyes would overproduce tears. So like literally, like tears would just start coming down my face. And I told my dermatologist this was on the fourth month of Accutane. I was like, I don't know, like my eyes just, and she told me to go out and get these eye drops, and I didn't. But that's one of the things that I experienced. And she also said that some people experience joint pain. So I did this very intense workout, and my body was aching for a lot longer than it would typically have been. Um, and I knew it must have been the Accutane in my system. And so throughout this video, I am inserting pictures if you have not noticed. Unfortunately, I don't have pictures from high school, and I really, really wish I would have, because you guys would have seen how bad it was, especially my freshman and sophomore year in high school, you guys. Like, I had cystic acne. It was really, really bad. I had it around my neck, I mean, my chin, all around my face. It was just terrible, a terrible experience. And my parents ended up taking me to the doctor, and the doctor gave me some medication, and it got better, but then it got worse again. I was on Proactive, and Proactive did work, but after a period of time, my acne just came back even worse than it was before Proactive. So I've had acne, oily, prone skin for over 10 years. Okay, so this is not new to me. Once I left high school and I went to college, it would be off and on. So my skin will be clear one week, the next week I'm breaking out. So it did get better in that way, because in high school, for a period of time, I had very bad skin. Like, my skin would, I would have cystic acne, and I really wish I had those pictures, because you guys would see how far I've come. But unfortunately, I couldn't find pictures from like 2006. But I do have pictures from 2014, 2016, off and on. So yeah, make sure you do your research. Now, once I got to college, my acne was off and on, and I used certain products like Neutrogena, acne bar soap was the thing that I would always go back to, and it would work. And I would recommend that if you're not on Accutane right now. Um, so fast forward, I would have really bad breakouts every now and then. Not as bad as high school though. So I would have acne around my forehead, the center of my face. I don't even know why. In high school it was worse, and I'm thinking, I don't know, there's a lot of things like hormonal issues, all this dairy. And then I just made up my mind, and I was just like, I don't even think I knew about Accutane, you guys, until like later in my 20s. So I ended up doing some research on Accutane, and I said a prayer. I was like, you know what, God, if you don't want me to get on Accutane, let me know. Give me a sign, because obviously, right? There's side effects, and you hear about people's experiences, and it makes you scared, you guys. Like, I was like scared, but then I was like, whatever. Like, listen, I've had oily, acne prone skin for over 10, 13, 14 years. I'm willing to take the risk. So I go in and I see a dermatologist, and I tell her about my skin. And at this time, I had a lot of scarring, and I just had a lot of scarring. And I told her about my experience, and she put me on something else. I don't remember what it was before she put me on Accutane. It was like an anti bacterial medication. And then I stopped going, because I was just like, this is not working. Why am I going to a dermatologist? Then many months later, I was talking to my mom on the phone. She's like, girl, if you don't just go. So I went and I told her, and she's like, well, the reason why I put you on an antibacterial medication was because um, that's what I wanted to do. I didn't want to just throw you into Accutane, because Accutane is a powerful drug. Like I said earlier, it's a strong dosage of vitamin A. You're going to be thirsty a lot. That's another thing. Not only keeping your skin moisturized, but drink a lot of water. Stay hydrated. So finally, I got on Accutane for about 5 months. She put me on 40 mg's. Now, depending how bad or how often your skin flares up, your acne flares up, your doctor will determine how many months you should be on Accutane, and how high of a dosage you should get. Okay, so just because you go in there doesn't mean you're going to be in there like for 5 or 6 months like I was. But my acne at the time wasn't that bad. I just had scarring around my jawline area, and I had a lot of bumps on my forehead. So when I first started off, like I told you guys, I am one of those people. I always try to stay moisturized in general, so that wasn't hard for me. I just like to be silky smooth. And so I was always moisturizing my skin, and she told me about that. And she told me, oh, Aquaphor. Aquaphor is a lip product that you can use. They sell it at drugstores. Um, she gave me one of those, and she gave me like mini size face washes. And but I basically just used Purity face wash. That's what I used for the past 5 months. And I used Neutrogena with SPF, or I'll just use Aveeno with the SPF that I showed you all in my previous video. And I was on there for 5 months, and I, like I said, the most I experienced was, I think it was on my fourth or fifth month. I went outside and my eyes just started like tearing up, like just water was just coming down my eyes because the wind was so strong. I don't know. She said that the drug basically forces your eyes to produce water. I didn't really experience joint pain. I didn't really experience a lot of drying. Um, my parents told me that I was overdoing it and I was taking it too far, because let me tell y'all, I was slicking up in cocoa butter, shea butter, cocoa butter oil, the oil version of this. My mom was like, "You're just gonna have to do laundry every day, the way that you're trying to be all slick and smooth." So my mind was already telling me, like, you're gonna be so dry, you might as well just bathe in coconut oil. So I was dramatic. I didn't really experience dry skin. Joint pain, not really. Thirsty, yes, I was thirsty a whole lot. And that was it. My skincare journey with Accutane was smooth by the grace of God. I told you guys I prayed. I was like, God, and I'm not wearing makeup today. Don't mind my eyebrows. But yeah, you guys, you see. So basically, I got off, and you could see just light skin, but of course, my skin is still going through the healing stages. And that's it. Like, literally, like, it was definitely a life changing experience. I wish I would have known about Accutane in high school, but I didn't, because I definitely would have tried it then. I mean, obviously, I would have needed my parents to consent because it's such a powerful medication. Um, and it was a really, really good experience. And I'm telling you guys, like, now moving forward, who knows where life will take me. I'm just kidding. But I just want to encourage you all, if that's something that you're thinking about, do your research. Do your research on which dermatologist to go to. Read the reviews about the different doctors out in your area. And if you're a teenager watching this, definitely talk to your parents. Talk to them and tell them to do their research with you and see if it's the right decision for you. But in the meantime, it has cleared my skin tremendously. And while I was Accutane, I may have like one bump, like, and then it'll just go away, right? But my skin is still in the healing stages now that I'm no longer on it. My skin is still a little thin, so it needs some time to heal itself. While you're on Accutane, your skin is so thin that they do not recommend you. You cannot take any vitamins that has vitamin A in it. So that makes sense, right? Because Accutane is a strong dosage of vitamin A. So do not take anything with any vitamins with vitamin A. Don't get your skin wax, any kind of waxing. So I would have to get my eyebrows plugged. And I don't like getting my eyebrows plugged. I prefer them to get waxed. But you can get them threaded. So your doctor is going to provide you with a list of things that you cannot do while you're on Accutane. And it's there's so many precautionary measures that the doctor is going to take. You have to take a quiz every month. Every single month, you have to take a quiz online before you go and pick up your prescription. Not only that, but the first couple of months, the first several months, you have to go do a blood test. And every single month, you have to do a pregnancy test, because Accutane is that strong. You should not share it with anyone. You should not be pregnant while you're on Accutane. Um, you have to take those the questions, the quiz, and the quiz is about maybe 10 questions, and then you go pick up your prescription. Okay, and Accutane is expensive. It really is. It's about $300 or $400. It's expensive. But if you have insurance, that's another thing. Definitely talk to the doctor about your whatever health insurance that you have. It could cover it. Um, you may have to pay $100, or you may have to pay $20, depending on how insurance you have. Don't take my word for it. So keep that in mind. There's so many precautionary measures that you have to take. You have to take a quiz, you have to do those things. And of course, depending on your location, you'll be able to get more information. But I just want to share this with you all. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. Feel free to email me at beautydefine139@gmail.com, because I could definitely let you know some other things if you're interested. And check out Beauty Define 139 on Instagram and Beauty Define on Facebook. Thank you all. I love you all. Once again, be encouraged. It's going to work out for you, I promise. And your skin will be a lot better than what it is now. As you can see, I'm like getting so close. Another thing, sometimes like when you're on Accutane, your pores may feel enlarged. And I had that experience and I was like, why are my pores so large? But as you can see, it's starting to close out. And I just wanted to share that with you guys. Do not just walk in blindly. Make sure you do your research and you'll be fine. Love you guys. Make sure you subscribe and like, and look forward to my next videos. Bye.